everyone, it's Kelly Ashley here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, coming to you today with our card reading for finding out if you are an old soul. Now, old souls are very interesting souls. They tend to live life at a slightly slower, more intentional pace than the rest of the world. They're quite often considered too serious or too emotional, too sensitive, and of course that's not the case. They just have a really deeper understanding of emotional intelligence and what's going on. They quite often feel like they don't fit in the world, and they maybe feel like they've lived 1,000 lifetimes before. They know they've been here before, and normal daily interactions like surface level conversations are really difficult for them. They crave deeper intentional connection and things that are a bit more authentic. Now, if any of that resonates with you, of course we're going to do a card reading to let you know if you are an old soul. But I also encourage you to check out our free masterclass below, where I dive deep into being an old soul, what it's all about, what it really means, the signs that you're an old soul, so that you can know for sure, and how to really get the most out of your gifts and abilities, because I can guarantee you if you're an old soul, you've got them. You just haven't accessed them yet. So let's dive right into the card reading. So always take one card for all of us who are going through the spiritual awakening process right now. And it just helps to give us an idea of what we're going through collectively, what we need to look out for, and sometimes what to prepare for. It can be really helpful. So let's find out. This is quite an energy. Okay, so here we are. So we've got the speaker card. So this tells me that we've got a lot of energy around communication coming up for light workers and people going through the awakening process. I get a strong sense that this is the call for light workers and people who are going through awakening to really step up into their purpose. So while this is the card about speaking, I feel it's more about getting your message out there. It's not just about speaking, it's about getting your message out there, really putting your energy out there, being seen, being heard, being understood for who you really are as an old soul, and being recognised for the wisdom that's in there. You know, it's definitely something that is welcomed and wanted to be shared. And a lot of people want to know that stuff now. They really want to learn, they want to grow. And if you have something to share, share it, because this really is a powerful nod to the light worker that it's time to do that. And I feel for all of us there is a large part of that where we really need to step forward and help guide people, help really lift the energies as much as possible in whatever way is right for you. Everybody's got something special to bring, and if you have any insights on that, I'd love to hear it, so let me know. Okay, so that's the card for all of us. Let's find out. You're going to choose card 1, 2 or 3. Go with the first thought, don't go with the second, always go with the first thought. And that lets the soul speak first. So card 1, 2 or 3 for your message. So let's see, if you chose card number 1, let's find out if you are an old soul. I already feel the energy of this. This is very powerful. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, so we've got, yes, you absolutely are an old soul. And the thing that's coming through is that sort of, it says teacher, but the energy I'm getting is more ascended master. There's a lot of wisdom in there. There's a lot of learning from, I feel, many, many, many lifetimes. And I really get a sense that you would fit well into some sort of position where you are either teaching others or guiding others or sharing your insights, your wisdom, the information that you have on whatever topic that might be. It may be spiritual, it may be something else, but it's certainly all about sharing information and teaching other people. Now, in this image we have the encouragement to inspire young people to learn, but it's not always just about young people. It might be that it's about teaching people who aren't quite as far along on the pathway as you are. You might just be a couple of steps ahead, and you can let people know what those steps are going to be, what to watch out for, how to help them in whatever field that is. But very strong encouragement that you are a very wise teacher, and that there is a lot of information that you could be sharing and helping people to really live their best lives. I feel there's a lot of positivity with this card, and I think that you should embrace who you really are. And I'd be interested to know what it is you might want to teach or share about. Please let us know below, because there's such a power to this energy, the energy of this card. It's wonderful. Oh, and I've just noticed what's standing out to me is the teacher on this card is sharing a book that has butterflies in it. So we know we're talking all about transformation there. We've got a lot of transformation getting ready to go on in this card. So I think there's a lot of interesting things coming up for you. So pay attention and see what they are. Okay. I hope that message resonated with you. So let's see. If you chose card number 2, let's find out if you are an old soul. Let's find out what the guides have for us today. Got some jumping cards already, so there's a lot of energy moving. When you're working with old souls, there's always a lot of energy because it's very powerful. There we go, jumped right out. Okay, of course. We got the school card. Okay, so this actually tells me that this card would usually indicate to someone that they are going to school, they're going to be learning something, studying something, but I get a strong sense that this is about the learning that you've done. You may be continuing some learning, but I get a strong sense it's about what you can teach other people, what you can share with others, in what way you can be a school for someone else, to uplift them, to help them, to show them, to help them to understand. There's a big esoteric energy to this card, so I feel like there's probably quite a lot of spiritual knowledge that you have that you could share that would enlighten and assist others. I feel like that's a really big thing, and the energy I'm getting is, how would you put this? A bit like activating an apprentice, you know, helping people who are just a little step or two behind you to wake up into their awareness of who they are and what they are as an old soul, as an ascended master. This is all very, very metaphysical and esoteric, and I feel like there's a lot of spiritual wealth there. There's a lot of information and interesting things that you could share. I think you know a lot more than you think you do. I feel like your soul is very, very active, and there's a lot of sense of sort of being able to give people a sort of spiritual graduation, being able to move into the next levels of something. And if you get in this card and you practice something like healing, or you do some sort of intuitive work, will you let us know what it is in the comments, because there's such an interesting energy to this card. I'm really wondering what it is. I'm very, very interested to know. Might also be some sacred geometry, some patterns and things like that in here, whether if it's not now, certainly in a past life there's some old connection with that energy. So a lot of really interesting things. I feel there's a lot of really wonderful things coming up for you, and my guides have just corrected the language to help me understand it more. It's initiates. So I feel that there's going to be initiates that you can help move forward, and I also feel that there's a level that you're, a very advanced level, that you're going to be graduating into as well. So there's really cool things happening for you right now. A lot of interesting activations. Congratulations on that. Let us know what it is. Okay, so if you chose card number 3, let's find out if you are an old soul. And nothing would surprise me today, because I think the guides have brought us, card shunt, the guides have brought us exactly who was meant to watch the video, and I'm pretty sure that you're probably all old souls. So let's see, here's the card that has come up for us today. So what I can sense is, yes, you're absolutely an old soul. Your old soul energy takes a slightly different route than the other cards that I read. So this would all be about artistry in some form. Now it may be a creative endeavour. It may be that you're good at some sort of creativity in any area of life. This shows painting on the card, but it could be anything creative whatsoever, because of course we've got other areas of life that are now creative. It's not just, you know, paints or paper and pen now. But I feel like the artistry extends further than creativity. You know, when we say the art of something, I feel like it's about treating the things you do with a sort of reverence. It's about having a sort of, this is a tough one to describe, doing things really intentionally, practicing things in a very methodical, skillful way. And I feel like this could extend to even life. You might live life in an artful way. You know, everything that you do is really sort of practiced, because you're an old soul and you've done it so many times. And I feel like there's a sort of effortlessness to that. Now, I would be interested to know, if you got this card, what area of your life you feel that artistry is coming through. Some people are just good at certain things, and old souls especially have done these things many times, so please let us know what it is, because I'm very interested to know. I feel like there's going to be a sort of awakening. So if you are not into any form of artistry, if you don't feel that there's something you're particularly good at in your life, I feel there's a life purpose coming in. I feel there's going to be an awakening of what that actually is. And I think you're going to find that you can do something that you didn't realise you could do, or you're going to take an interest in something that was unexpected, and this whole new world is going to be born of it. I think there's going to be some really interesting things coming up ahead for you, and I think very much an awakening of the creativity energies within you. And I see a lot of activation in and around the sacral chakra with that creativity, literally bringing projects into the world, bringing new interesting things, and a lot of creativity. So we'll be interested to see what those are. Very interesting. Fantastic. I hope that you guys enjoyed the card reading today. Don't forget to check out that masterclass on the old soul, how to be an old soul, and how to really do it in a way that is manageable and beautiful and transformative. I think you'll really enjoy it. The link's below, and have a fantastic day.